Golden Tigers fans, get ready. It's time for buckets, blocks, spills, thrills, steals, and slams. Thunder! Tuskegee basketball is next on the Golden Tigers Sports Network. Now, let's go courtside with the call. Here's Charles Ward.
And we are indeed courtside. We are at Eudora Kean Gymnasium in St. Thomas, Virgin Islands, of day 2 of the USVI HBCU Basketball Classic. Glad you could join us here on the Golden Tigers Sports Network. Golden Tigers getting set to meet a conference foe in the Golden Rams of Albany State. And on the line for the Golden Tigers of Tuskegee, a win over the Golden Rams will give them a shot at being in the championship ball game tomorrow here in the HBCU Classic, the USVI HBCU Classic. Golden Rams won on yesterday in first-round play against the Rams of Winston-Salem State, 71-60 in that ball game, and they're looking to see if they can't get a second win here over the Golden Rams of Albany State, who lost on yesterday to the Claflin Panthers of Claflin University, and Claflin with that win, and they won again here earlier, will set the stage for that. So Claflin is definitely set for championship play tomorrow here inside the USVH HBCU Classic, but Tuskegee still has a little bit of work to do. Certainly they have to win this ball game against the Golden Rams. Then a couple of other things need to take place. But we'll get you caught up on all of that. But first, we'll take our first break here in the Booster Display pregame show. We come back, we'll be joined by head coach Benji Taylor. Stay with us. This is the Golden Tiger Sports Network.
Hello, Tuskegee fans. My name is Pamela Perkins, head volleyball coach. Thank you for listening to the Golden Tigers Sports Network. You know.
Booster Display pregame show getting set for basketball action as the Golden Tigers down in St. Thomas getting set to meet a conference foe in the Golden Rams of Albany State. And before that action begins on the floor, got in head coach Benji Taylor for the Golden Tigers of Tuskegee. Coach, thanks for joining us in the pregame as you get set for the Golden Rams.
Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure. Yes. You know, it's fortunate for us. It's a team we played already, so pretty much a quick turnaround. It's a non-conference SIAC game, which is weird, but you know, we're looking. He didn't play very well. And we'll figure it out today.
Hey, you're coming into this ball game against the Golden Rams after the first day of the U.S. Virgin Islands HBCU Classic with the win over Winston-Salem State, 71-60. Your thoughts about that ball game on yesterday? We really did well shooting from the floor.
Well, you know, we had two teams pull out of the tournament, so this is almost like an in-season tournament now. So we will have to win. It looks like we're going to have to win and win by a certain number of points in order to make it to the championship. The guys don't know that. We just got to go out and play good basketball, but I know that. And missing 22 free throws yesterday really hurt us. You know, we won by 11, missed 22 free throws. We make half of those. We won by 20-something. We could just win the game and be in the championship. But now we're going to have to put some work in and against a tough opponent.
Yeah, I mean, and don't want to get too deep in the mud with this or in the weeds on it, but you're talking about the number of points going to be maybe the difference in terms of who actually plays in the championship ball game here.
Right.
But if there's any consolation right now, that plus 11 win is the highest margin win so far. You had with University of Fort Lauderdale. They won both of their ball games by 10 points each. Yeah. So if we stay close to where we are, you know, that'll help us. But I know what you're saying. If you rather just be out and out right.
I actually think Claflin was 11 and Fort Lauderdale was 10 yesterday. So it's 2 11s, 1 10.
That's correct.
It's 2 11s, 1 10. Fort Lauderdale won by 10, and these guys are up 15. So,
we didn't need to go on a math.
I have no idea what happens in a tiebreaker with the third team if the number of points are equal. I guess we'll have to go to the beach and swim. I guess from day to day, whoever gets there first. We're playing the championship tomorrow, and I'm a pretty good swimmer, so I like our chances. After we win the game, I like our chances on the tiebreaker. I think we'll have a swimming contest to see who plays in the championship. Good old college basketball.
Only you, Coach Taylor.
Yeah, he hasn't told me how we figured out the tiebreaker yet, but it's going to be something to my advantage. I got that for sure. It's going to be something to my advantage. We'll go play some dominoes. Me and my wife, we'll get together and play some bid whist with the other coach and his wife. They can't beat us in bid whist neither. Bid whist, dominoes, something. But we can't get in that championship game tomorrow.
You're singing in the Booster Display pregame show. The prediction of Coach Benji Taylor. We will be there.
Yeah, we're going to win the game. If there's a tie for the third place, not third place, but it's 3 teams. It's an odd number of teams. That's why they're doing it. So Fort Lauderdale won, Claflin won, we won. Fort Lauderdale won, Claflin looks like they're going to win, and we win. Whoever has the most point differential is in. The second team is in. If there's a tie, I don't know what happens.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Yeah, we just got to win the game first and then go from there.
Yeah. Seeing some really good convergence of basketball down here in St. Thomas, though, right?
Yeah, it's good. It's good basketball. Fishing's a little different. I think it's too fast for them, but people have been great. It's been a good tournament. Accommodations have been great. Guys are really enjoying it. Guys, my guys are, really treating this as a business trip, and I'm on the patio last night watching film and talking to one of my former players whose son plays on the team, Mike Hodges.
I did dinner last night.
Yeah, we had the guy's patio is like right over the guy's rooms are right over the patio, and I'm like 10:30, 11 o'clock. I'm like, hey, are you guys in the room? Like it's dark in there. Like
technically,
I said, did y'all leave the hotel? You know you can't leave the hotel, right? Like, Coach, we in the bed. I said, in the bed. I said, ain't no way you in the bed. Like 10:30, 11 o'clock. They were like, nah, Coach, we in the bed. They came out the patio, Wade went back to sleep.
Oh yeah.
So I like to see that.
That was cool, right?
They're locked in and focused, and we got a great group of guys who always represent Tuskegee at the highest level. Everywhere we go, restaurants, travel. It's been it's a joy, and I'm honored to coach these guys. We won 4 out of 5, I think it is, and the one we lost, we pretty much gave it away. And we're starting to play. We're going to get better and better and better. When I set the schedule, I had my whole team intact, and then we lost the all-conference guy, but the guys have responded well, and we're had to have our point guard out, who was, double-digit scorer and led us in assists, and with our stabilizer, we played the last 2 games without him, and we haven't missed a beat for the most part. Just got to execute, make free throws, and but we're an inside-out team, and we got to control the paint today, and it's going to be tough to do. They're good.
So we'll see what happens against the Golden Rams of Albany State. Good environment for this basketball game. Conference opponent, not a conference ball game with the Golden Rams, but looking for the Golden Tigers to come away with a win. Talk to you after the contest.
Looking forward to it. Appreciate you, Charles.
Yes, sir.
Where we eating at?
You're going to tell me afterwards, okay? Let's see if we can duplicate last night. The dinner was great last night.
We haven't had a bad meal yet, so
no doubt.
And I can afford to miss a couple, but I'm not missing this one.
Not on this trip.
I go on a diet. I go on a diet when we get back.
I got you. Same here. More to come here on the Booster Display pregame show after this time out.
All right.
And thanks to head coach Benji Taylor, Golden Tigers getting set to meet the Golden Rams of Albany State in the USVI HBCU Basketball Classic. We're live from St. Thomas, Eudora Kean Gymnasium. Golden Tigers need to win this ball game to be in consideration for championship play tomorrow. Let's take a quick look now at the Alabama Department of Public Health starting lineups. We'll begin with the Golden Rams of Albany State. They'll go with the junior first-team all-conference player Shakur Poteet. He averages 16.4 points per ball game. Kendall Johnson, the junior from Denver, Colorado, will start. He averages 9 points, 3 rebounds for Albany State. Deshaun Aldridge, the senior from Jacksonville, 5.8 points per ball game and 2.6 assists. He will be in the lineup. So will Jabari Williams, the senior. He averages 8 points and 6 blocks on the season for him. And rounding our their 5, it's the sophomore Blaze Wallace from Tallahassee, Florida. Wallace, 13.1 points per ball game and leads them in rebounding at 8.6 rebounds per play. So it's Poteet, Johnson, Aldrich, Williams, and Wallace, the 5 for head coach Patrick Gale, and the Golden Rams of Albany State, Coach Gale in his 7th season at Albany State. Now, look at starting lineup for the Golden Tigers of Tuskegee. It'll be a familiar one. Kevin Seasbury, the senior, he'll start out front. 15 points per ball game for Kevin. Dylan Cambridge in the lineup, this afternoon. The redshirt sophomore from Marietta, Georgia. The Anthony Pennington, the senior from Kansas City. Kasami Draper in the middle, the junior from Conyers, Georgia. And Trey Crawford, the grad student, in the lineup this afternoon. So it's Seasbury, Cambridge, Pennington, Draper, and Crawford, the 5 for head coach Benji Taylor. Golden Tigers under his leadership for the last 6 years, getting set for this ball game here inside the USVI HBCU Basketball Classic from St. Thomas. Tuskegee winning on yesterday, trying to duplicate that this afternoon and be considered for championship play tomorrow. And all of that will unfold as this contest gets underway. Golden Rams have it on their end of the floor first. This is a conference opponent, but this was not a conference contest. The teams have played in one conference contest already this season. Golden Rams won that one at home, 66-60. Their first shot from the floor comes from the right corner, and it's out of bounds on the other side of the floor, but Tuskegee touches it last. So the Rams will have it just underway. 19:36 left in this first half of play. Charles Ward here in St. Thomas, U.S. Virgin Islands, as we are day 2 of the USVI HBCU Basketball Classic. Up front, it's Poteet with the basketball for Albany State. He'll work at the right side. Now Wallace on the turn, slides back to the middle. Poteet, Euro step, dishes back out front. This is Johnson for 3. Missed on that shot out front. And Tuskegee with the rebound. Seasbury runs it down in the backcourt. And here comes TU, this first half-court set. Pennington out front. Slides up top to Crawford with the pass. Now Seasbury left side all the way to the rack. Underneath with the lay-in. And Kevin gets the first basket of the ball game with the lay-in. Kevin had 15 points in the win yesterday against the Rams of Albany State. Poteet trying to answer with a 3-point shot. He missed. DA with the rebound for Tuskegee. Quick step for Pennington, right side. All the way, Euro step, banks it home. Right side for Pennington and Tuskegee. So it's a 4-0 lead for the Golden Tigers starting early here with 18:30 left in this first half of play. Pennington with that basket. Only had 4 points in the ball game against Winston-Salem, but averages 12.6 per ball game. Point production having to drop a little bit because he's having to play the point guard position. And the Golden Rams get their first field goal of the ball game as Jabari Williams down low got a layup. Golden Rams going to jump into full court pressure now as the Golden Tigers of Tuskegee have it across the timeline. Pennington guarded by Poteet out front. Crawford with a cut to the basket. DA still pounding the basketball. Now Trey with it. Back to Pennington on a weave. DA right side, got some space. Jumper, good by Pennington. Good start for DA. Back-to-back field goals for him. Tuskegee leads at 6-2. Half-court set now for the Golden Rams. Aldrich handles the basketball, threw it in the corner to Poteet, almost threw it out of bounds, but Poteet able to get it. Crawford blocked it on the inside and out of bounds. It'll stay with Albany State. So Johnson right of the cylinder to unbound it. Pushes back out front to secure. And whistles as play stops momentarily. Obviously something to do with the shot clock, no doubt. They're at the scorer's table. And they're going to reset it. Shot clock sits right on the table in front of us. It's not a dual side, so we can't read it from the back. It only shows toward the scorer's table. So we'll assume a reset on that shot clock. Half court set for the Golden Rams. They push it out front to Wallace. Wallace guarded by Crawford. On a weave now, Aldridge handles the basketball for the Golden Rams of Albany State. Bounce pass. In the middle to Williams now. Blaze Wallace with a jumper in the corner. He missed. Rebound cleared by Seasbury. And here comes Tuskegee. Kevin with the quick step. Left side floater to the glass. Missed on the shot. Rebound Draper on the inside. Lost it momentarily and a whistle on a putback down at the block left side by Cambridge. So 16:50 remains first half of play. Tuskegee with a 6-2 lead. And Dylan Cambridge, the redshirt sophomore from Marietta, Georgia, going to the line for Tuskegee to shoot here. Cambridge earned the start here tonight in this second ball game of the tournament by his performance last night. 5 points, 5 rebounds for Dylan. It really made some instrumental plays for Tuskegee throughout that contest. Last time these teams met, Cambridge went for a double-double with 12 points and 12 rebounds. Got the first free throw at the line for Tuskegee. He extends the lead now 7-2. Rattled the second and got them both from the line. Good start for Tuskegee from the free throw line. They only shot 44% in their first round win over the Rams of Winston-Salem State. So half-court set now for the Rams. Poteet works it left side, dumped it down low, and whistles on the play on the inside. They were trying to get it inside for Christian Gary, the freshman from Atlanta. Put a foul on the Golden Tigers of Tuskegee. I think they're going to call that on Draper on the inside. So Kasami has picked up his first personal of the ball game. First team foul for Tuskegee as well. Draper in last night's ball game finished with 8 points and 6 rebounds. Leads the team in rebounding with 5.6, 14.6 points per ball game for him as well. First substitution of the ball game. And it's the freshman Noah Goins who comes in to replace Trey Crawford in the lineup. As Gary goes to the line for the Golden Rams. Gary on the season, 44% free throw shooter. Cox Ames fires the first and he missed there. Rebounds cleared out of there by Seasbury for Tuskegee. Pennington handles in the backcourt. Isaiah Cameron, the freshman, out on the floor for Coach Gale, guarding Pennington as DA works it right side. 16:20 remains, first half on the move. Seasbury got some space, jumper, creased the rim. And the Golden Rams try to run it down before it goes out of bounds, but they won't have to do that. It was out on Tuskegee. They'll have the basketball. Just underway here in a critical ball game for the Golden Tigers of Tuskegee. They got to win this ball game, but at some point we're going to find out. We think it's got to be at least 10 points to margin win to securely have a spot in the championship ball game. Down low, they work it inside the Rams due to Gary. Gary to the rack and missed on that shot. Basketball's loose on the floor. It trickles out of bounds. And indication is it's going to stay with the Golden Rams of Albany State. 15:50 remains first half. And Kalani Hopkinson, the junior from Fort Lauderdale, out on the floor for Coach Gale. And the Rams of Albany State. Golden Rams lost yesterday to the Claflin University Panthers to get down in the losing bracket here in the HBCU Classic. And they meet the Golden Tigers of Tuskegee this afternoon. Slim, if none, chance for Albany State to advance in this Classic. So the Golden Tigers, out of the two Golden teams here, the only one with a chance to advance. Timeout on the floor, 8-2 lead for the Golden Tigers of Tuskegee. We'll take a break here on GTSN.
Tuskegee fans, this is the Golden Tigers Sports Network.
Hi, I'm Billy Knight, former general manager of the Atlanta Hawks, and this is the Golden Tigers Sports Network.
STEM careers are one of the fastest growing fields, yet women of color comprise less than 10% of the workforce within these high-paying jobs. Tuskegee University is changing this. In 2018, we were awarded a grant from the National Science Foundation to develop computer science career awareness for young African American women. In 2019, we established the Campaign for Leadership and Excellence Scholarship. It provides future female engineers with financial support to pursue their educational goals. Today, Tuskegee continues to educate African American women in STEM fields, empowering them to pursue their chosen careers and providing the foundation they need to transform science, medicine, and technology. If a STEM career is in your future, explore what Tuskegee can offer you.
And we're back live inside Eudora Kean Gymnasium as the Golden Tigers and the Golden Rams of Albany State, after the timeout, the entry pass was blocked and there was a foul called on that. Goins picked up his first, and it's a reset now for Albany State. They work it left side and they throw the basketball on the wall. They say it was tipped by the Golden Tigers of Tuskegee. It'll stay with the Rams. So it'll be left of the cylinder, Evans to inbound it for Albany State. And we're going to have another timeout before they do that. 15:42 left in this first half. 8-2 lead for Tuskegee over the Golden Rams of Albany State. Let's see if we can't kind of get you caught up with regard to this point implication in Tuskegee. Right now, the University of Fort Lauderdale has won both of their ball games in the Classic. They won their first ball game against Shaw by 10 points, and then they won today against the Rams of Winston-Salem State by 10 points. So you total those up, and they have a 20-point spread as it relates to points in those two wins. Earlier, Claflin defeated Shaw 74-59. They won that ball game by 15, so you add that to the 11-point spread that they had over the Golden Rams on yesterday, and they are sitting at 25. Claflin certainly in as one of the teams into the championship ball game tomorrow. So for the Golden Tigers of Tuskegee, they have to win, and they have to win by at least 10 points to better the 20-point production for Fort Lauderdale. If they win by 10 here, then Tuskegee will have one more point spread when they're two outings over the Classic, and then they will be in the championship ball game tomorrow. So first, it's to win, and second, to win by 10. That's the scenario with 15:38 left first half of play. Tuskegee with the basketball. Right now, they lead it 8-2. Pennington out front now, guarded defensively by Campbell. DA works it left side, slides it down in the corner to Noah. Noah slipped down on the surface, had it tapped out of bounds. It will stay with Tuskegee. 15:20 left in this first half of play. Dylan Cambridge set to come back out on the floor for Tuskegee. He'll replace Goins in the lineup. Noah with a little bit of difficulty down in that corner with the basketball. So Cambridge back out. He's got 2 free throws. And Tuskegee inbounds it to Draper. Draper left side on Wallace, looking to separate. He can't find any room. No lane to the basket. So Pennington back out front now. Down in the corner. Seagsbury shot deflected in the corner. Good defensive work there defensively by Golden Rams, and a whistle. Shot got off before the buzzer. It's tapped around. Draper reaches for it. It's loose on the floor. And Coach Patrick Gale and head coach Benji Taylor both giving the officials an earful. Tuskegee, I believe, got the shot off before a violation. But the basketball still on the Tuskegee end of the floor. Now they come to the scorers tables, the officials do. Glad you could join us. Broadcast coverage of the USVI HBCU Basketball Classic. We're live in St. Thomas, U.S. Virgin Island at Eudora Kean Gymnasium, one of the local high schools. And seated to my right is the coordinator or the founder of this USVI HBCU Classic, Ernest Ruffin. We'll be talking to Ernest at halftime. Should be an interesting interview with him just to get his thoughts about the development of this classic down here and some other things as this ball game unfolds. And the basketball awarded to the Golden Rams of Albany State. They come into a half-court set down in the left corner now. Inside, Gary missed with the left hand. Well, Hopkinson, that is, on the left side, missed it, tried to fight for the rebound and lost it out of bounds. So Tuskegee has it now. Chip Culpepper, his first appearance in this ball game, out on the floor. Seasbury works it in the backcourt, full court pressure by Albany State. Pennington, right side, Draper, who popped out for the basketball. Now Draper surveys. He'll work it to the top of the key. Left side, DA. Pennington, back out to Cambridge. Or Draper, that is. Draper, left side to the rack. Hard charge there, missed on the shot. Rebound to Hopkinson and the Golden Rams. Evans bounced it in the corner. Poteet lost it on the floor. Keith Seasbury tied him up. And the basketball belongs to Tuskegee. Good defensive work at the sideline. That is a Zuby's Taco Kitchen turnover there by the Golden Rams of Albany State. Credit that good defensive work of that Tuskegee defense. Here comes Pennington for TU across the timeline. Tuskegee with an 8-2 lead. Culpepper just in front of the Golden Ram bench. Works it to DA. He slides up top now. Up top to Draper. At the block, Cambridge had his shot blocked at the cylinder. Good work defensively there by Cameron for Albany State. He'll come back the other way. Hopkinson with a jumper, rattled it good for the Golden Rams. That was a three-pointer for Hopkinson. That makes it an 8-5 lead for Tuskegee. Seasbury gives it over now to DA. Pennington works it left side. Cameron guarding him closely. They pop out front. Williams tried to block Pennington's path near the mid stripe, and they'll get him for the foul. That's his first. And it'll be far side Culpepper to inbound it for Tuskegee. Golden Tigers going left to right on your listening device in this first 20 minutes of play. Seasbury at the sideline, tied up and lost the basketball. It'll stay with Tuskegee, though, just in front of the Golden Ram bench, where the intensity already ratcheted up between these two teams. Culpepper set to inbound it once again, far side of the floor for Tuskegee. Out front to DA, 13:21 left. Seasbury, bounce pass at the block to Draper, almost threw it away. Draper able to save it in the corner, back up top to Pennington. Pennington hard push right side to the glass, banked it, nice look at it, it wouldn't stay down. Used every bit of that glass that he could on that one. Back the other way, no call on an obvious travel there, but the shot's off the mark, and Goins comes away with the rebound for TU. Pennington works it left side, lost it off of his foot. And the basketball over to the Golden Rams of Albany State. Austin Taylor set to come on the floor now for Tuskegee. With 12:49 remaining. Turnover there by Pennington. And out front, it'll be Aldrich handling now for Albany State. Worked it right side behind the arc. Johnson for three. Rattled it good for Albany State. Kendall with a three-point effort there for the Golden Rams. Finished with 15 points in the win, or the loss yesterday for the Golden Rams. About 3 or 4 of his points were three-pointers in that ball game. Taylor out front for Tuskegee, but tied at 8 now. Bounce pass it to Draper at the block. Draper has his legs cut from under him as he tries to penetrate right side. And a foul called. One going against Christian Gary. Gary picks up his first. Team foul number 3 on the Golden Rams. Jabari Williams, the senior, out on the floor now for Coach Gales in Albany State. Goins takes a seat. Crawford reports back for duty. Draper will be at the line. And the officials are gathering there. I'm not sure what the concern is. The call was on Gary for the foul. It looks like it's going to be a side out for Tuskegee instead of a free throw opportunity. They ruled that Draper was not in the process of shooting. Entry pass to Seasbury in the corner. Kevin's got to get it out of there. He's doubled, now works it back out front to Draper. Draper up top to Taylor. Alston handles, guarded by Aldridge. Now Draper with the basketball. Draper, hard push left side in the paint. Banked it, missed on the shot with a whistle. So Draper this time in the process of shooting. He will go to the line to shoot. Foul called on Williams for the Golden Rams. I believe that's Jabari's second personal. And he will come out of the ball game, but he'll do that after the timeout. Media timeout here with 11:50 remaining in the first half. And we're tied at 8 each. Golden Tigers and the Golden Rams of Albany State live in the USVI HBCU Basketball Classic from St. Thomas, U.S. Virgin Islands. Back after the break.
Tuskegee fans, this is the Golden Tigers Sports Network.
STEM careers are one of the fastest growing fields, yet women of color comprise less than 10% of the workforce within these high-paying jobs. Tuskegee University is changing this. In 2018, we were awarded a grant from the National Science Foundation to develop computer science career awareness for young African American women. In 2019, we established the Campaign for Leadership and Excellence Scholarship. It provides future female engineers with financial support to pursue their educational goals. Today, Tuskegee continues to educate African American women in STEM fields, empowering them to pursue their chosen careers and providing the foundation they need to transform science, medicine, and technology. If a STEM career is in your future, explore what Tuskegee can offer you.
We are back live inside Eudora Kean Gymnasium. 8-8 your score after the timeout. Second day of the USVI HBCU Basketball Classic. Tuskegee with a win. Possibly advance to the championship ball game tomorrow at 11 a.m. But they have to win this ball game by a margin of more than 10 points. Talk a little bit about the point situation. University of Fort Lauderdale has concluded play here, and they have won both games by a total of 20 points in both contests. Tuskegee winners yesterday against Winston-Salem by 11. So to avoid any other level of consideration, they need to beat the Golden Rams by 10 to ensure that they'll appear in the championship ballgame. They got both free throws from the line, so Tuskegee with a 10-8 lead after Draper got them both. And a jump, Johnson outside with another three-point offering. That's off the mark. Basketball over to the Golden Tigers. Julian Watson down low. And the basketball over to Tuskegee. Julian there defensively first, but the Albany State defender slid in there, just lost it out of bounds. So Taylor handles out front for Tuskegee now. Lost the goal. Across the floor he goes to Crawford. Crawford to Watson at the block. Draper. Draper has to come out to get the basketball. He's down in the corner now. Works it inside. Dribbled it off its foot. Albany State back the other way. Aldridge. Left-hand shot rejected by Chip Culpepper on a Yellowwood block down at the baseline by Culpepper. He's got 8 blocks on the season for Tuskegee. Leads the team in that category. Across the floor, Petit pushes a three-pointer, missed on the shot. Rebound at the block by Draper, the team's leading rebounder. Outlet pass to Austin Taylor. Taylor works it left side now. Trying to bounce it to Crawford, threw it right over to Wallace for the Albany State Golden Rams. Back the other way Crawford on the rim. They'll get him for a goal time 10. The basket there will be credited to Aldridge for Albany State. Goins back out on the floor. Tyshawn Boyce, his first spot of duty for Coach Taylor and Tuskegee. So it's Culpepper, Taylor, Watson, Goins, and Boyce, the 5 in the backcourt. And Taylor had it taken away from him by Aldridge. So Aldridge with the defensive swipe for Albany State. And he'll be at the line and a chance for Albany State to claim a 12-10 lead with 2 free throws. Aldridge, the senior from Jacksonville, from the free throw line at 53% on the season. Golden Rams as a team at 65% from the free throw line. He'll have 2 coming here. Aldridge in the loss against Claflin. 1.3 rebounds, well below his season average for them. But he hits that first free throw as Pennington comes back out on the floor for Tuskegee now. Aldridge with 1 more coming. And he got them both from the line. He's got 4 in this first half. 10:29 remains in it. Tuskegee trailing it. Watson in the backcourt over to Pennington. Full court pressure by Albany State. DA slides across the timeline. Works it left side, trying to get it to Culpepper in the corner. Now he'll try the right side. Up top, Noah pops out for the basketball. Back to Pennington on the move. Now Culpepper, they throw it in the corner and they throw the basketball away. Turnover gives it back to Albany State. Down in the corner, 3-point effort by Aldridge, left it on the cylinder. Boyce clears for Tuskegee. Under 10 minutes left, first half. Up the floor, Watson left side. 12-10 lead for Albany State. Pennington pushed into the backcourt and actually bumped into the backcourt by Christian Gary. So Gary's going to pick up his second personal with 9:43 remaining first half. And Culpepper far side of the floor to unbound it for Tuskegee. Gary takes the seat after picking up that foul. Beg your pardon, that last foul was on Hopkinson for the Golden Rams. That was his first half-court set for TU. Pennington foul line extended on the jumper, missed that shot there. Rebound cleared at the block by Gary, who is still on the floor. And Tuskegee trailing 12-10. Wallace with it, half-court set for Albany State. We're down to 9:15 remaining first half. Aldridge works it left side, lead behind for Wallace for 3. Wallace on the cylinder, missed the shot. Goins got a hand on it, now he runs it down on the floor. Watson in the backcourt. And had it taken away, now it's loose on the floor. He'll dive for it for Tuskegee. It slips out of bounds. And the basketball, it looks like it's going to belong to Albany State. The pressure in the backcourt by Albany State causing some problems for Tuskegee. Golden Tigers with 14 turnovers in the ball game last night against Winston-Salem. On the season, they average 14.3 turnovers per outing. 8:50 remains first half. Golden Rams lead it by a field goal. They have the basketball. Wallace with it down in the corner. Goins guarding him. Across the floor, now a push on the inside. Now Evans at the block. Bounce pass in traffic, and it comes clear. Dylan Cambridge took it away for Tuskegee. I think that was considered a shot clock violation there by the Golden Rams, so Tuskegee will have the basketball. They'll face full court pressure from Albany State. 8:33 remains first half. Must win for Tuskegee if they want to advance to the championship of the USVI HBCU Classic. Out front, Noah with the basketball. Culpepper turned the other way. Noah thought he was going toward the sideline. And Noah threw it that way and threw it out of bounds. So another turnover by Tuskegee. And it's the Golden Rams with the basketball again, leading 12-10. Far different start for Tuskegee in this afternoon's ball game than what they had on yesterday, as Poteet challenges right side, and he drew a foul from Chip Culpepper down at the block, so Poteet will be at the line. And Chip picks up his first personal. So Poteet to shoot here. 8:07 remaining first half. It's his first point of the ball game with that first free throw. He'll have one more coming. 17 points, 3 rebounds for Poteet in their loss to Claflin in first round play of the USVI HBCU Classic. And he got them both from the line to extend the Albany lead to 14-10. Now Pennington handles in the backcourt for Tuskegee. Right side to Goins. Pennington was open. It was tapped out of bounds by the Golden Rams. Their defense is very aggressive at this point. Alex Amina, a sophomore from Columbia, out on the floor now for Coach Patrick Gill. But before he makes it to the floor, we'll go to a timeout. 7:51 remains first half. Golden Rams with a 14-10 lead over the Golden Tigers of Tuskegee. We'll take a break here on the Golden Tiger Sports Network.
Tuskegee fans, this is the Golden Tigers Sports Network.
What does education mean when you choose the top HBCU in Alabama?
So one of the things that's been most valuable for my experience at Tuskegee is being able to face challenges head on. I can definitely say here I've learned how to be an advocate for myself, how to speak up, and how to present myself in ways that can help me get opportunities, that help me fix things that may not be right. And I think that's really just the best skill that I've learned here that I can take with me for the rest of my life.
Look forward to your bright future. Apply to Tuskegee University today.
Back live here inside the Eudora Kean Gymnasium. We're in St. Thomas, U.S. Virgin Islands. Second day of the USVI HBCU Basketball Classic. Tuskegee struggling at this point, trailing 14-10 in a ball game that they have to win by at least 10 points to ensure that they can appear in the championship ball game tomorrow against the Panthers of Claflin University, who have clinched the one spot in the championship contest at 11 tomorrow. And it's up to either Tuskegee or the University of Fort Lauderdale to determine who will go in to meet Claflin in the championship ball game. University of Fort Lauderdale with a 10-point win over Shaw and a 10-point win over Winston-Salem earlier today. So you total those together, and that's a 20-point advantage in terms of score for them. Tuskegee won yesterday by 11 points over Winston-Salem. So they would need to at least win by 10 here to take that second spot in the title game. Pennington lost a dribble, trying to spin it into Draper. Draper inside, guarded by Mina. Turns with the jumper and rattled it good. Draper trying to bring that offense alive. He's got 4 in this first half now. 14-12 lead for the Golden Rams. Tuskegee trying to see if they can get a good solid defensive stop here. Poteet works it out front, guarded by Dylan Cambridge. Now they work it to Wallace, back to Poteet, fires a 3 and knocks it down for Albany State. Poteet with 6 in his first half extends the Albany State lead to 17-12. Seasbury in the backcourt now works it across the timeline right side. Over to DA out front as we go to 7 minutes left. Mina pushing that hand out there to guard him, and it got him for the push off with the right hand. And he draws a point to the head or the temple area by Coach Gale, telling Mina to think and not commit that kind of foul that far away from the basket. What it does is it puts D.A. Pennington at the line for Tuskegee to shoot. And it gets Mina headed back to the Golden Ram bench. So the bonus situation for Tuskegee in play now is Pennington set to shoot a 1-and-1. Pennington got the first for Tuskegee. He's got 5 in the ball game. 2 early field goals by D.A. That's a good sign. Trying to get him on track in terms of scoring. Pennington for the second of two. That one shot hard, and the rebound cleared by Albany State. 17-13 left, first half of play. Petit pushes right side. Now back out to Johnson, who fires a three and knocks it down at the bottom of the net for the Golden Rams. That's his second three-pointer of this first half. 20-13, Albany State with the lead. Seasbury up top for Tuskegee now. Working on Johnson. Lost it inside the paint, diving forward. And on the inbound line, the basketball will stay with Tuskegee. Good effort defensively there by Kamani Hopkinson for the Golden Rams at the baseline. But it will stay with Tuskegee with 6:26 remaining. Tuskegee will have it right at the cylinder after a little bit of perspiration's cleared up here inside Kean Gymnasium. So I want to thank Eudora Kean Gymnasium and the school itself for allowing the Classic to take place here. There's Huggins on the roughing on the ground here, and St. Thomas working that out as Pennington works out a three-pointer in the right corner for Tuskegee to make it a 2016 ball game. So DA with another field goal. Half court set for Albany State. This one's taken away by Tuskegee. Run out there to Pennington. Backside Cambridge. Cambridge left side shot rejected at the baseline. A foul called on the attempt lay-in by Dylan Cambridge. So Dylan will go to the line for Tuskegee. And a foul called out one on Kendall Johnson. So Kendall picks up his first for Albany State. And Dylan back to the line for TU. It's already converted on 2 free throws for Tuskegee. This one could cut it to a 2-point deficit as Dylan hits the first. 6:01 remains first half. Tuskegee trailing now 20-17 to the Golden Rams. Cambridge, good on the second as well. He's got 4 in the first half. 20-18 lead for the Golden Rams. Half court set. Aldridge with the basketball. Foul called, I believe, on Pennington defensively out front as he was trying to guard Aldridge. Foul, team foul number 5 for Tuskegee. Aldridge to unbound it for Albany State. Petit working on Seasbury, bounces across the floor, 3 for 3 again, and he knocked it down again. Back-to-back 3-pointers by Johnson. All of his field goals in the first half have been 3-pointers. He's got 3, and he extends the Albany lead to 23-18. Seasbury out front for Tuskegee now. Trying to work it left side, lost his dribble up top to Draper. Draper guarded by Hopkinson. Down at the block, that shot was rejected there. They converge on it, and Hopkinson got the block. Back the other way, Golden Rams, Johnson again. This time he can't find the range. Tapping at it at the baseline was Hopkinson. He couldn't keep it in play. Pass the ball back over to Tuskegee. 5:11 remains in the first half. Tuskegee trailing 23-18. Culpepper to inbound it in the backcourt to face Albany State full court pressure. Draper leaves it in the backcourt for Pennington. DA approaching the timeline, and we go to 5:03 remaining first half. Across the floor, Seasbury. Entry pass at the block, Crawford. Crawford lost the dribble, can't go forward with it. Pushes back out to Seasbury. Kevin behind the arc now, raises, fires a jumper, shot it hard. Backside rebound, hit Draper in the chest and bounces out of bounds. And the basketball over to the Golden Rams with 4:43 left first half of play. Hopkinson, the junior, back out on the floor for Coach Gales. Will replace Alex Mina in their lineup. Senior Aldridge with it out front, now over to Petit. They'll work at the right side of the floor. Lengthy pass to Wallace. Wallace back to Petit on the turn on the inside. Nicely done, but the shot won't fall for Hopkinson. Foul there against the Golden Tigers. Non-shooting foul, so Shakur Petit will inbound it for Albany State. Up top, Hopkinson with the basketball on a weave. Petit now. Petit slides left side, try to lead behind, left it behind in traffic. And Seasbury comes away with it. 3-on-1. Seasbury works it left side, bumped inside the paint by Johnson. So Kendall picks up his second personal. And that'll send Kevin to the line for Tuskegee to shoot. Seasbury, the team's leading free throw shooter, 72%, 41 of 57, coming into today's ball game. Nina back out on the floor now for Albany State. Seasbury rattled that first free throw good for Tuskegee. He's got 3 in the first half. Tuskegee trailing the Golden Rams. As Seasbury knocked them both down from the line. So that makes it 23-20. Albany State with the lead and basketball in a half-court set. Petit surveys. On a weave now, Aldridge handles. Sean works it right side in the paint. Lead behind out front. Kamina. Aldridge floated to the glass, banked it, and he spins it home good from the front. He moves, running out of time on the shot clock, got it airborne, and went for the backboard for some assistance, and he got it. He's got 6 in the first half. The lead for the Golden Rams up to 25-20. 3:27 remains. First half of play. Pennington down in the left corner for Tuskegee. Now on a give, Draper. And Draper lost a handle on it. Basketball back over to Albany State. $3:19 remains, and we come to another media timeout here inside the Kean Gymnasium. 25-20. Golden Rams lead the Golden Tigers of Tuskegee. Back with more basketball on GTSN after this.
Tuskegee fans, this is the Golden Tigers Sports Network.
Education mean when you choose the top HBCU in Alabama?
So one of the things that's been most valuable from my experience at Tuskegee is being able to face challenges head on. I can definitely say here I've learned how to be an advocate for myself, how to speak up, and how to present myself in ways that can help me get opportunities, to help me fix things that may not be right. And I think that's really just the best skill that I've learned here that I can take with me for the rest of my life.
Look forward to your bright future. Apply to Tuskegee University today.
We're back live here in St. Thomas. Eudora Kean Gymnasium, Tuskegee trailing the Golden Rams of Albany State 25-20. Tuskegee in a ball game that they must win by at least 10 points to advance to the championship ball game tomorrow. Trailing by 5 to the Golden Rams. Got to keep your sight on that point margin, but more important than that, Tuskegee at least wants to come away with a win against the Golden Rams. Lost to them earlier in the season, 66-60. That ball game played down at Albany State. After the timeout, Albany will have the basketball. Blaze Wallace in the backcourt set to inbound it. Taylor, Crawford, Culpepper, Draper, and Cambridge to 5 for Tuskegee. Left side with the basketball for Albany State. Hopkinson. Now Petit. Entry pass to Blaze Wallace, but he has to come out to get it. He'll work it right side against Crawford. I'm going to set it to this right side. But they say they got a mismatch over there. Whistles on the play on the penetration by Poteet. Called that one on Crawford for Tuskegee, and that will send the Golden Rams into the one-on-one. So Trey picks up his first personal. And at the line for Albany State, Shakur Poteet. Poteet leads them from the free throw line at 81%. Came into the ball game 25 of 31 from the free throw line. And he misses the first on the one-and-one in there. So Tuskegee with the basketball. And a timeout taken by Coach Taylor and Tuskegee. Got to be wondering what the formula was for yesterday. Trying to see if he can't recreate that formula here with 2:50 remaining here in this first half of play. Tuskegee in the ball game on yesterday. Shot 54% from the floor at 26 of 48. In the win over Winston-Salem. They had their problems in that ball game from the free throw line. Only 44% shooting there, 17 of 39. That's 22 missed free throw opportunities. And the reason that looms large is the conversation we're having overall. If Tuskegee makes, let's say, half of the 22 that they missed, their point deficit may have been erased coming into this ball game against the Golden Rams of Albany State in terms of possibly appearing in that championship ball game. Certainly at minimum decreased in terms of what the number had to be in terms of the margin of victory over the Golden Rams here this afternoon. But that's yesterday. This is today. Can't carry over what you didn't have. So Tuskegee will have it in the backcourt now. And Cambridge set to inbound it. Seasbury handles on the weave, gives it to Pennington. 2:46 remains before the break. Johnson guarding Pennington, now right side Seasbury with it. Kevin at the block, Draper. Draper to the rack. Challenged there at the rack by Kamani Johnson. And it'll be Johnson there guilty of a foul on the inside. Or Hopkinson, I'm sorry. So Hopkinson with his second personal. And Draper to the line again for Tuskegee. And his first two from the free throw line, 2:34 here. Third one pops out for Draper. Draper with one more coming. Missed them both from the line. Rebound cleared out of there by Aldridge and Albany State. Tuskegee dropped into a zone defense. They try to trap Aldridge at the baseline. And on the move is Poteet. Back up top to Aldridge. Albany State leading 25-20. Aldridge lead behind, right side, nicely done, and finishing on the lay-in is Hopkinson. And a good assist there from Deshaun Aldridge for Albany State. They lead at 27-20 with a minute 53 left, first half. Seasbury works it right side all the way to the cup, banked it on a lay-in right side. Seasbury with 6. Lead behind, taken away by Cambridge. Dillon in the front court for Tuskegee over to Pennington. We're at a minute 30 left. Seasbury on the move, left side at the block. And pushes back out to Draper. 27-22. Albany State with the lead. Seasbury way outside for 3. Missed on the shot. Crawford tapped it. And so did Hopkinson. Looks like it's going to stay with Tuskegee. So Pennington to inbound. Got a cutter on the inside. Draper, left hand, missed on the shot. But Kasami headed back to the free throw line. Just got to get more consistent at that free throw line with 71 seconds left in this first half. 27-22, Tuskegee trailing it. Draper, 48% from the line, missed on the first of two here. On the way for a second as Mina leaves the ball game for the Golden Rams. Draper missed them both. Wallace clears for Albany State. Petit down in the corner. Seasbury spreading wide to the floor defensively. Time to guard Petit. He'll slide it right side. Back into his hands after Aldridge gave it back to him. Shot clock running down. Petit trips on the inside. He's down up under the basket. And the basketball will belong to the Golden Tigers, but first they got a 10 to Shakur Petit. Tried to penetrate left side. Tried to actually step into between two Golden Tiger defenders. Seems to be holding his stomach area. But we'll wait and see if we can't get a better look at it. 45 seconds left in this first half of play. Let's go ahead and take a timeout here on the Golden Tiger Sports Network.
Tuskegee fans, this is the Golden Tigers Sports Network.
Are you looking for education that leads to career success and something more? We are Tuskegee University, one of the nation's top-ranked HBCUs. We believe in education to fulfill your purpose. Here, you work hard because you dream harder. By pursuing your purpose, you will make a difference. Are you ready for something big? Let's get started.
Back live here inside Eudora Kean Gymnasium. Shakur Petit up and headed toward the Albany State bench. So we'll try to get a read on his condition before we get out of here on the broadcast. Back on the bench for the Golden Rams, so likely not injured enough where he won't return to the ball game. It would seem he'll taken to the trainer's table or back into the locker room. Meanwhile, half court set for Tuskegee now. Pennington dumped it down low to Draper in traffic and threw the basketball away. Back the other way comes Aldridge for Albany State and a whistle on the inside. So that foul will go against Pennington. He's picked up his second. And that comes off of the previous play where he committed a turnover to half-court set. So 26 seconds left, first half, 27-22 lead for Albany State. And at the line, it's Deshaun Aldridge, the senior from Jacksonville, trying to add to their lead. Aldridge with 6 in the ball game, now 7 after that first free throw. Isaiah Cameron set to check in for Coach Gales. He's on the floor. He'll replace Kendall Johnson, the junior from Denver. Aldridge got both free throws to extend the Golden Ram lead, 29-22. Tuskegee near the mid stripe. Now they break it for the pass to Culpepper left side. Chip behind the arc. Now he'll drop penetration and slide back out after losing his dribble. Right side Seasbury. Seasbury jumper in the corner, missed on the shot. Rebound Wallace in Albany State. Shot before the buzzer for them if they can get it airborne. Johnson fouled and he'll be going to the line for Albany State. I think they got that foul on Pennington for Tuskegee. If so, that's his third. And with 1.1 seconds remaining, Aldrich to the line to shoot here for Albany State. He's already converted on a couple of field throws. Free throws, actually 4 in this first half. Free throw is good by Aldrich. (30-22) lead for the Golden Rams right now. That's their largest lead of the ball game. The shot for the second for Albany State. And the form looks just as good on the previous, and he got that one. For the buzzer, Tuskegee trying to get one on the bank, but Pennington can't find the range. So at the intermission, it is the Golden Rams of Albany State with a 30-22 lead over the Golden Tigers of Tuskegee. So we'll take a break here and come back with more from the Golden Tiger Sports Network.
Tuskegee fans, this is the Golden Tigers Sports Network.
And we're back live here, day 2 of the USVI HBCU Basketball Classic from St. Thomas, Virgin Islands. And we're joined to my right on screen by the founder of the USVI HBCU Basketball Classic, Ernest Ruffin. Ernest, thanks. We've been talking about trying to get together since the tournament started. We're glad to have you here with some time at halftime.
Thanks for having me, Charles. I really appreciate it. Let's get the name right, though. The YES.
Oh, yes.
US
No, we have it right here. Right.
HBCU Classic. It's our 4th annual. So thank you.
Well, as we talk about the 2 designations, let's first start talking about YES first.
Okay.
And what that is, and as it leads to the founding of the USVI Classic.
YES is a youth organization I founded in 2016. I taught entrepreneurship at Rutgers University for 11 years. And what I found is the college kids wasn't really starting businesses at the rate the college black and brown kids wasn't starting businesses at the rate of the non-black and brown kids or the white kids. They don't leave me alone. Professor, what do you think about this? Professor, I'm going to start this business. I had one kid sell his business to Mark Cuban, white kid. I had another young lady said, Professor, I want to do a business plan to open up a Slotsky's Deli. She now has licenses for 13 of those delis. So I was saying, what is going on with my black and brown kids? Because I had plenty at Rutgers. I said, well, I'm going to start an organization in the summer when I'm not teaching at Rutgers for 6th through 12th grade black and brown youth, giving them the foundation of entrepreneurship and economic development, trying to get them to understand business as a way to, improve their neighborhoods, their finances, etc. And in 2014, I started the first one in Newark, New Jersey, where I'm from. The second year was the U.S. Virgin Islands. And then the third year was U.S. Virgin Islands, Newark, and Dallas. Now we're in 29 cities across the U.S., all 3 islands in the Virgin Islands and London, teaching youth entrepreneurship. We hold our national YES Entrepreneurship Business Plan Challenge in St. Croix. It's coming up January 9th to the 12th, where we'll have teams from all those locations. Well, not all of them. About 10 teams from those locations I mentioned, and they'll compete for the grand prize of the national champion and win $1,000 each kid. From that, I was called by the coach at my alma mater, Bloomfield College, and asked if I could do an HBCU basketball tournament in the Virgin Islands. And I said, sure, as long as you do it under my organization, because we have a good, reputation here, we can do it. And so that started the YES USVI HBCU Classic in 2021. We had 4 teams. We only played 3. We had a little situation like this, and that situation was COVID.
Mm-hmm.
And so COVID took one team, took 13 of the 15 completely out. And so like 2 days before, and they couldn't come. So we played a 3-team round robin in 2021. So, yeah, so now this year we were supposed to have 8. We have 6. A few logistic errors and things like that cost us the 2 teams. But we made it work. It's working well. I thought I was going to have an issue with University of Fort Lauderdale winning, Clafton winning, and if Tuskegee wins, we have 3 teams with the same record. But Albany State is having a little say in that at the moment. Right. At the moment. So that's how we got started, Charles. And again, I appreciate you having us on.
Sure. And I'm glad you mentioned that, because we use that as kind of a jump-off point to talk a little bit more about the point situation here and how it was devised,
right,
and kind of what we're looking at. You referenced it, and I did during the course of the first half. But it's always good to hear from the founder to kind of know what officially we're looking at in terms of these teams.
Yeah, what we had Bloomfield College and Clinton College did not make the tournament. We had some logistic issues whereby we had 15 flights coming into St. Thomas, but only 9 going back for Bloomfield College, and that was a fiasco.
Yeah, we can do the math on that one.
Yeah, that's not good. We can't leave 6 kids here. We have a real problem with parents.
They can leave me here if they want.
Well, so you're a grown up. You're fine. It's the kids and the parents, and so that was a problem. And I apologize again to Bloomfield College for that, because A.D. Wooten, Sheila Wooten, and I played ball at the same time back in the '80s at Bloomfield, and she's a very dear friend. So
and your alma mater too.
Yeah,
so
and they won it last year. I don't like to say that because people say, "Rough fixed the tournament." No,
definitely wouldn't fix it that way.
The referees come from Florida last year, so yeah. And this year we're using Virgin Island referees, but and then Clinton was a situation where so that was the issue there. So we'll fix those problems. I mean, we're growing nicely. It's our 4th year. The quality of the teams have been good. The last 2 years have been really good. The last 2 years, we had West Virginia State last year, Virginia State, Bloomfield College, Claflin. We had some good teams last year. We have some good teams this year again. We have one of the most prestigious HBCUs in the land, Tuskegee University, playing in our tournament. And I asked him 2 or 3 years. He was waiting to see, because you guys are a big brand, and he was waiting to see how we kept growing and developing. And so I'm glad he accepted. One, because he's a good dude. You're getting to know him a little bit. He's a very nice dude, it's a great historic program. So
we're glad to be a part of it, and certainly know all the other schools are as well. And as we wind down the back half of it, still kind of looking to see whether Tuskegee will make it into the championship ball game for tomorrow. But we do know that Claflin's already kind
of seeded. But you asked about the points. I'm sorry, Charles, I cut you off. The point situation, because we had 6 teams, is day 1 winning teams get 50 points each team. Day 1 losing teams get 25 points. Same thing for day 2. The winning teams get 50 points each. The losing teams get 25 points. If we have a situation like we very well can, where we have 3 teams that are undefeated, then we go to the final score point differentiation between the 2 games, right? And so it looks like Tuskegee needs to win by 10 or 11 to secure their spot in the finals. If they win by less than that or lose, then University of Fort Lauderdale will be in the finals versus Claflin, who secured their spot because they won by 15 of them. crushed it today, and 11 the first game.
So very well explained, and it leads us to your initial comment about Albany State having something to do with that equation, because right now they lead at 31-22 at the intermission. Ernest Ruffin, founder of the YEST organization and the founder of the USVI HBCU Basketball Classic. So glad we had a chance to talk to you, Ernest. Best of luck as you continue with both organizations.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much.
Take a break here on the Golden Tiger Sports Network. More basketball just ahead after the timeout.
Tuskegee fans, this is the Golden Tigers Sports Network.
I am Deborah Rogers, Deputy Chief Athletic Director, and this is the Golden Tiger Sports Network.
Hey, future business leader. Launch your success story at one of the nation's premier HBCUs. Learn cutting-edge practices and feed your entrepreneurial spirit. Tuskegee University. We get the business of business education. Tuskegee University's founder, Booker T. Washington, said, "Excellence is to do a common thing in an uncommon way." At many universities, big classes are common. Not at Tuskegee. We have small classes with a 14-to-1 average student-to-teacher ratio. This formula for excellence ensures individualized attention. You get to know your professors, and they get to know you well enough to recommend you for internships, research, graduate programs, and job opportunities. Small classes, big impact. It's all part of educational excellence at Tuskegee University.
I'm Frank Walker, 2024 Hall of Fame inductee, and this is your Golden Tiger Sports Network.
Hello, this is Lana Bartley, the winningest women's basketball coach in HBCU history, and this is the Golden Tiger Sport Network.
STEM careers are one of the fastest growing fields, yet women of color comprise less than 10% of the workforce within these high-paying jobs. Tuskegee University is changing this. In 2018, we were awarded a grant from the National Science Foundation to develop computer science career awareness for young African American women. In 2019, we established the Campaign for Leadership and Excellence Scholarship. It provides future female engineers with financial support to pursue their educational goals. Today, Tuskegee continues to educate African American women in STEM fields, empowering them to pursue their chosen careers.
Tuskegee didn't start off as a big campus. It started off in a small shack in the back of a church. The focus was always to build the community up. We share in a culture together that it's kind of hard to explain. You gotta live it, you gotta enjoy it. It's the HBCU experience. It's nothing short than beautiful. So my name is Dia Hunter. I am an assistant professor of construction management here at Tuskegee. The students make the institution special. You're gonna deal with students that are brilliant, students who have a mind for construction. They bring diverse backgrounds, diverse ways of life. I love sharing this with students. I love giving them the tools that they need in order to be great at it.
Just because we're at HBCU doesn't mean our education is different. Don't get me wrong, we have different values and traditions and culture and things like that. So we're gonna have different outlooks, different understandings on things, and that makes for a better company is diverse minds. I am Kaylin Parham, a graduating senior construction science and management major hailing from the Rocket City, Huntsville, Alabama. And to be a part of Tuskegee University's construction science and management program is to be a part of history. in this field, I'm underrepresented. I'm a Black woman, so obviously it's not going to be a lot of people like me, and that's okay because we're still working for diversity. But the part that I would like to see more is the inclusion part. So yes, you have a Black girl here and an Asian guy there, but do they feel comfortable in this environment? Do they feel like they're actually a part of the team? Let's start with HBCUs and coming here and getting to know our students and our programs. You'll see that not only are we coming with the knowledge that you need us to have, but we also have some different perspectives you might not have.
We have to give back. Everybody counts or nobody counts, and that's got to be part of leadership. By Procore taking the lead on this scholarship program and partnering with AGC as a Grand Slam home run. Well, I'm Bob Bowen, chairman and founder of Bowen Engineering. We can make a real difference in our industry, in our community, in our society. We're a better place to go than Tuskegee or the other HBCUs.
The Lifting the Veil of Ignorance statue represents Booker T. Washington telling all the slaves what they can be in the world. Today, I think the Lifting the Veil statue represents what we're showing the world. Hey, we got great students that can produce great work in all disciplines. HBCUs produce top students. My name is Dr. Shauna L. Rogers. I'm associate professor at Tuskegee University. Right now, diversity is what we need in this country. Specifically construction, we're running out of workers. The more that we are open to diversity, the more we're open to giving these students chances, it'll make everything better. Hey, we're here. It's 11 HBCUs that offer construction science, construction management. All 11 have great students. All 11 are well prepared. You just got to give them a chance.
And welcome back, everybody. We're live here inside Eudora Kean Gymnasium, St. Thomas, U.S. Virgin Islands, at the USVI HBCU Basketball Classic. Getting set for second half action. Golden Tigers of Tuskegee trailing the Golden Rams of Albany State 31-22 as we get set for the final 20 minutes. But during halftime, there was an issue with the goal to our left. And your radio or listening device left, that some adjustments were made at halftime. And it looks like they've gotten all of that squared away now, and we're set to begin second half action in a ball game that Tuskegee one has to come from behind to win. But even more than that, they've got to come from behind and win by at least 10 points to avoid any possible tie in terms of two teams vying for the final spot in the championship ball game tomorrow. Claflin has already clinched its spot in the championship tomorrow at 11. Tuskegee and the University of Fort Lauderdale on the bubble. University of Fort Lauderdale with 20-point wins total over the two opponents that they met in the championship ball game. Crawford in the backcourt as the play is started now with Tuskegee handling the basketball. Pennington across the timeline, and Tuskegee with his win yesterday over Winston-Salem, 11 points. That's why they need a 10-point win here to not have to worry about any other scenario other than just a clean win and push into the championship. As Johnson on a half-court set for Albany State misses on the three-point shot, but the rebounds collected in the corner by Wallace for Albany State to keep it on their end of the floor. Charles Ward here on the Golden Tiger Sports Network. Glad you could join us in St. Thomas, second day of our coverage of the tournament, the Classic. And the shot there by Aldridge is off the mark. Tuskegee with the basketball. Tuskegee's got to just change its complexion here in the second half. Very slow in that first half, primarily due to that full court pressure by the Golden Rams of Albany State. Pennington had that anticipated and stolen at the sideline, and back the other way comes Aldridge, and he'll get a lay-in for Albany State to start the second half. He's got 12 in the basketball game after that layup. Pennington, bounce pass left side Goins. Noah trying to get it to Kean. The Draper at the block with a whistle. think that was a 3-second violation against Trey Crawford on the backside for Tuskegee. So the turnover gives the basketball to the Golden Rams of Albany State, who lead it 31-22. Couple of substitutions early on. Cambridge back out on the floor. Seasbury back out on the floor. Or check that, Culpepper out on the floor for Coach Taylor. Aldridge out front for Albany State. Left side, the Johnson. Lead behind to Wallace, just in front of the Albany bench. Now Aldridge handles on the turn secure. Lead behind Wallace, across the floor at the block. That shot rejected by Williams at the base, so that's a yellow with a block shot for Tuskegee as they come back the other way. Seasbury turns with a jumper left side. It bounced, but it wouldn't go in the cylinder. Rebound cleared by Jabari Williams for Albany State. Here comes Poteet. Poteet goes back the other way as Cambridge able to settle on it and take that charge as Poteet was headed to the basket. So Poteet, the worst of that wear, getting up slow for Albany State. And he'll go back the other way. And good defensive effort there by Cambridge for Tuskegee to take that charge. 17:58 remains in the second half. Kasami talking to one of the officials just to our left as they get set to come back on that end of the floor. Tuskegee goes right to left in his final 20 minutes on your listening device.
Thank you.
Day 2 of the Yes USVI HBCU Basketball Classic, presented by Youth Entrepreneur Solutions. Hope you enjoyed the conversation we had with Honest Ruffin, founder of Yes and founder of the USVI HBCU Basketball Classic. Got some more things on the horizon that we're excited about coming into next year. Right side penetration by Pennington at the foul line. Now slides all the way through left hand. Got the lay-in or the layup on the left side. It didn't fall, but a whistle. And Pennington will go to the line. I think they called a foul on the inside on Kendall Johnson. If so, I have him unofficially at 3 personals. And this will send Pennington to the line for Tuskegee to shoot. DA sinks the first free throw for Tuskegee. It is first couple of field goals in that first half. Finished with 8. Routed and missed a second free throw here. He's got 9 in the ball game. 10-point lead for Albany State now, 33-22. Aldridge, right side to Blaze. Wallace gave it back up top to Johnson. On a move on Culpepper, but chip with him step for step. Now Jabari Williams handles, works it down low. Johnson, Aldridge got behind the defense. Too far underneath the cylinder, missed on the shot. Pennington up the floor now, Seasbury. Kevin all the way through, leans back, jumper, got it at the right baseline. So his first field goal of the second half. 6 in the first 20. 8 total now. Johnson trying to get it right back on a three-pointer. Missed on that shot. Wallace and Seasbury go to the floor, each with a portion of the basketball. But they call a foul on Seasbury instead as he ties it up with Wallace. So Seasbury's picked up his first. Both had a hand on that basketball. But as they went to the floor, foul was called on Kevin. One of the things that Coach Taylor was complaining about right before that intermission, or the start of intermission, was that calls were not balanced with regard to that. I'm sure he will continue to make that belief known as the basketball is inbounded by the Golden Rams of Albany State. Up top, Blaze Wallace pops out. Right side, Evans with it now. Evans down at the block. Poteet slides to left side. Floater left at the rack for Wallace. Blocked from behind by Pennington. So it'll stay with Albany State. Good defensive work on that backside help from DA. 16:42 remains in the ballgame. Evans up top, popping out for it is Hopkins, who just got on the floor. Poteet, right side, underneath the defense, missed on the shot. Basketball cleared by Tuskegee. Cambridge got it into the hands of Pennington now. DA across the timeline, wants to work it right side. Looking for a screen from Draper. Bounce pass, Draper inside, across the floor. Seasbury wide open for three. Front of the iron, though. Cambridge tapped it back to Seasbury. Shuffle pass over to Draper. Draper can't get the short hook to fall. Cambridge got another rebound to the rack. The spinner's off by Cambridge. And finally, Johnson clears for Albany State. Tuskegee with 4 looks underneath and not able to finish. Poteet out front now for Albany State. Look behind, wide open on the inside is Hopkinson. Everybody had an eye that time on Shakir Poteet in the paint, and he drew the defense. Hopkinson slid in behind it and got a lay-in. 35-25, Tuskegee trailing. Draper at the block. Floating hook by Kasami at the front of the iron. Rebound cleared by Poteet, and Albany State comes back the other way. 15:20 left in this basketball game. Hopkinson to the rack, left side of the drew a foul. Slipped into between two Tuskegee defenders, Cambridge and Culpepper. I think they got Dillon for the personal. $15-13 left in the basketball game. 35-25. Albany State leads at media timeout. They will be shooting when we come back out of this timeout. More basketball ahead on the Golden Tiger Sports Network.
Tuskegee fans, this is the Golden Tigers Sports Network.
Hello, I'm Dr. Mark Brown, class of 1986, president of Tuskegee University, and this is the Golden Tiger Sports Network.
Tuskegee University's founder, Booker T. Washington, said, "Excellence is to do a common thing in an uncommon way." At many universities, big classes are common. Not at Tuskegee. We have small classes with a 14-to-1 average student-to-teacher ratio. This formula for excellence ensures individualized attention. You get to know your professors, and they get to know you well enough to recommend you for internships, research, graduate programs, and job opportunities. Small classes, big impact. It's all part of educational excellence at Tuskegee University.
And we're back live here inside Eudora Kean Gymnasium. Been here on the island for a couple of days now. I'm trying to get the mastery of some of the local terminology right, and it's Ken, spelled K-E-A-N, like Kean, but pronounced Ken, as the A is silent. Named after Ivana Eudora Ken, a local legend, alive at the high school bearing her name. Play resumes with the free throw line, and Kimani Hopkinson, the junior from Fort Lauderdale, missing on the front end of a 2-shot foul. Plenty of time for the Golden Tigers to turn things around, but they just got to find a rhythm here. Nowhere near the quality of play they had on yesterday. Hopkinson, 1 of 2 from the line. He's got 8 in the ball game. That full court pressure has been consistent for the Golden Rams of Albany State all game long. From the very start, Pennington, floating jumper, off balance, got it to the cylinder, but it wouldn't stay. Basketball to Albany State. Petit on the quick step left side. Cross dribble by him, lead behind. Evans in the corner, line drive, missed on the 3-pointer. Seasbury found it for Tuskegee. He'll run the floor right side. Kevin to the rack, and a whistle on this attempted lay-in. The foul was called on transition there against Isaiah Cameron. Kevin to the line for Tuskegee. He's got 2 points in that second half. Had 6 in the first. Both from the line for Tuskegee that trip. Half court set now for Albany State. Cameron Evans up top to Petit. Tuskegee trying to amp up its defensive pressure here a bit. Seasbury falls to the floor. Down at the block now. Williams handles. Going to the rack. Going guarding defensively. It's loose on the floor. Tuskegee comes away with it. There we go. Whistles in the back court. Foul going to go against Albany State. They call that foul on Jabari Williams. As Hopkinson comes out of the ball game. Williams commits the foul on the entry pass. And foul called against the Golden Rams. So on the floor, Christopher Whitmore Jr. will inbound at for Tuskegee. Trey Crawford back out there as well. Pennington pushes across the timeline for Tuskegee. On the lead, Seasbury with it. Now Whitmore. Tuskegee way away from the basket at this point. A foul called out front. Call that foul on Isaiah Cameron. He's picked up back-to-back fouls now against Albany State. So far side of the floor, Whitmore to inbound it. Goins across the floor, Pennington. Pennington takes a long three-pointer and air ball on that shot. They dared him, and Pennington bid on it and could not connect there. Half-court set for Albany State now. They run the weave up top the blade. Wallace, right side. And on the move, Aldridge. Aldridge had it tucked away. And Christopher Whitmore with a good defensive effort by Tuskegee to tap that free. Pennington up the floor to Seasbury. Kevin all the way through the paint, floats it to the rack, and they do a foul. Seasbury just strong enough to go through that defense. Had his hands cupped, but still able to get it up with enough force to get it toward the cylinder. Missed on the shot, but he'll be at the line shooting. Christian Gary, the freshman, back out on the floor now for Coach Patrick Gill and the Golden Rams of Albany State. Seasbury to shoot, converted his last 2 free throws, and he hits the first of 2 here. Jabari Williams departs to make room for Gary on the floor. Seasbury sets for the second of 2. Kevin, 2 on both. Jeff Culpepper out on the floor now, replacing Seasbury after he hit both of those free throws. 36-29, 13:40 left to see if this is the spot where Tuskegee makes a serious run. Aldridge out front. He'll work it left side. Lead behind up top to Blaze Wallace. Behind the arc, Evans now foul line extended, partially deflected by Culpepper. A loose basketball after the errant shot, collected by the Golden Rams there. They'll get another look. Gary pops out for the basketball. Crawford trying to tighten up on him defensively. Now on a switch, Aldridge all the way through, left corner, jumper, and he's fouled by Culpepper. Tuskegee, tough defense there. With the foul by Chip. Bails out the Golden Rams and Aldridge, who was leaning back on that jump shot. .13:09 remains in the ball game. Shooting foul here for Albany State as Culpepper commits the foul in the corner. So Aldridge will be at the line for Albany State to shoot once they get the sweat wiped up in the right corner here. Aldridge with 12 points in the ball game now at the free throw line. Chance for a couple of more here from the charity stripe. Aldridge sinks that first one. Seven of his 13 points have come from the free throw line for Albany State. Set for the second. And he missed on the second there. Cambridge clears for Tuskegee. 37-29, Albany leads. Pennington with the basketball for TU. Coming across the timeline. Works it right side Crawford. Trey pushes up top to Noah. And across the floor to Pennington. At the block, Cambridge. Cambridge going hard to the rack, and Dillon finishes for Tuskegee. Talked about it on yesterday. Cambridge has really upped this offensive game for the Golden Tigers of Tuskegee. Worked it there at the block. Very aggressive toward the rack, and he got that lay-in. Now on a half-court set, Crawford will be guilty of a foul, guarding Christian Gary. So Crawford's picked up that one. He's got two. Non-shooting foul. Left of the cylinder, Albany State will inbound it. And it'll be Cameron Evans set to do that. Evans pushes back out front to Kendall Johnson. Johnson fires another three-pointer. That one's off the mark, but a rebound chase down. Whitmore saves it in the corner for Tuskegee. Good job there by Christopher on the hustle. Pennington back on the other end of the floor now, working off of the screen. Pitches in the corner to Noah. Noah, jumper in the corner. Soft touch rattle, but good for Golden Tigers. Noah with his first field goal of the ball game. That'll make it 37-33, and look out. Here comes Tuskegee. 12 minutes remains in the basketball game. Poteet out top, slides right side. And down in the corner, Goins jumps him back there. They push it back across the floor to Evans. Evans, hard move to the rack, down low, and Wallace finishes on the left side with a bank shot. Blaze Wallace with his first field goal of the ball game. Comes with 11:44 remaining. And a timeout after that, a full timeout, media timeout. 39-33, Albany State leads. Back with more from the USVI HBCU Basketball Classic on GTSN.
Tuskegee fans, this is the Golden Tigers Sports Network.
Tuskegee University's founder, Booker T. Washington, said, "Excellence is to do a common thing in an uncommon way." At many universities, big classes are common. Not at Tuskegee. We have small classes with a 14-to-1 average student-to-teacher ratio. This formula for excellence ensures individualized attention. You get to know your professors, and they get to know you. Know you well enough to recommend you for internships, research, graduate programs, and job opportunities. Small classes, big impact. It's all part of educational excellence at Tuskegee University.
Back live here in the USVI HBCU Basketball Classic, Eudora Kean Gymnasium, St. Thomas, U.S. Virgin Islands. Second day of play here. Tuskegee trying to make it a third day of play, but they've got to defeat the Golden Rams of Albany State to do it, and at minimum need to beat them by 10 points to ensure that they will get into the championship ball game tomorrow. Right now, Tuskegee trails it 39-33 with 11:44 remaining in the contest. After the timeout, basketball will be on the Albany State side of the floor, but it will be in the hands of the Golden Tigers to try to break a press. See if they can't cut into that deficit. Entry pass to Goins. Now Pennington handles in the backcourt. DA across the timeline left side. Cross dribble by him to the rack. Jumper left side. Back of the iron. Tapped around. Pennington will give way to Seasbury. Seasbury with the left side. Euro step by him to the rack. Missed. Tap backside there by Crawford. So Trey Crawford with his first field goal of the ball game cuts the deficit to 4. 11-18 left now. 39-35 lead for Albany State. Evans to Wallace away from the basket. Trying to get it down low to Hopkinson if they can. Blaze will work it left side instead. Cross dribble by Wallace. Down at the block. Lost the dribble. Back out front to Evans. Evans on a push left side. Leans back with the jumper. Front of the iron. Rebound. Run down by Seasbury in the corner for Tuskegee. Nothing but white jerseys at the block that time. It's a good thing to see. Right side, Pennington. Now bounce pass in the corner to Noah. Noah head fakes on Wallace. Got some space, jumper, left it front of the iron. They're trying to work it if they could get a screen down to Cambridge to see if he could work toward the block. Instead, that jumper is off the mark and they go back the other way, and a foul called on Tuskegee in the half-court set for the Golden Rams. Draper back out on the floor. He'll replace Goins in the lineup. And he'll have an opportunity to be talked to by Coach Taylor as he comes to the sideline. Don't think that he wanted Noah shooting that jump shot from out there. I think they were trying to work it to get a screen so they could get it into the hands of Cambridge down low or Crawford. Instead, the entry pass on the half-court set now for Albany State. Jabari Williams back out on the floor. He handles. Lost his dribble. Petit now out front. He'll force a three-pointer. Crease the shot. Rebound cleared by Seasbury at the block. Seasbury trying to attack that pressure defense by the Golden Rams. Foul line extended. Took a jumper there. Partially deflected by Albany State. They got numbers back the other way. They finish with Evans with a lay-in left side. 41-35 after the basket on transition for Albany State. Draper, middle of the floor for Tuskegee across the timeline. Gives it to Seasbury. Kevin just in front of the Tuskegee bench. Trying to get it to Draper. Now cutting is Crawford. Crawford leading Draper at the block and a whistle there as Williams tries to catch up with that play. Get him for the foul. And Draper will be shooting this time for Tuskegee. Wallace back out on the floor. He'll replace Jabari Williams. I have him down with 4 unofficially. As Blaze Wallace makes it back out for Albany State. Draper from the line for TU to shoot. 9:40 remains in the ball game. Kasami on the first, got it to fall. Draper for 4 in the contest right now. Tough sledding for him thus far with 9:40 remaining in the ball game. Draper good on both from the line. Justin Julian Watson set to check in next dead ball for Tuskegee. Basketball bounced out of bounds. I'm not sure who Hopkinson thought would be bouncing or cutting toward it. He threw it out of bounds. Turnover gives the basketball to Tuskegee with 9:23 remaining in the ball game. Julian on the floor. He will inbound it. Holston Taylor out there for Tuskegee as well. Entry pass in play to Thurman Cambridge. And now Watson will come across the timeline with the basketball. Trying to get it over to Pennington. Almost threw it away. DA trapped out front now. Pushes left side. Bounce pass at the block. Draper doubled there. And Petit took it away from him backside. He'll run the floor. Slide pass across the paint and the lay-in. Nicely done there by Hopkinson. After a beautiful pass from Shakur Petit. First team all-conference player. So the lead back up now to 43-37. Taylor with it in the backcourt. We're down to 8:40. Watson, the left side, Penton. DA looking for a screen, tried to work it right side over to Cambridge. Dillon, Euro step, tried to leave it behind. And he was blocked there on his way toward the basket by Hopkinson. There was some body contact. May have been some knee-on-knee contact there as Cambridge takes a seat. And Cohen's back out on the floor. Down to 8:20. Hopkinson out front for Albany State. Cheat, they throw it away, but it comes right back to Hopkinson. Evans on the move inside the paint. Kicks back out to Petit. Floater to the rack. Shot rejected at the block by Goins. Noah with a yellow with a block for Tuskegee. Watson up the floor, Draper. Draper left side, tried to dunk it. And it comes into the hands of Pennington on the other side of the floor. Bounce pass at the block and they throw it away. 7:40 remains. Pace hectic the last couple of minutes. Not many results coming away from that. 7:35 left now on a timeout here inside Kean Gymnasium. 43-37, Albany State with the lead over the Golden Tigers. More basketball on GTSN after this.
Tuskegee fans, this is the Golden Tigers Sports Network.
Tuskegee University's founder, Booker T. Washington, said, "Excellence is to do a common thing in an uncommon way." At many universities, big classes are common. Not at Tuskegee. We have small classes with a 14-to-1 average student-to-teacher ratio. This formula for excellence ensures individualized attention. You get to know your professors, and they get to know you well enough to recommend you for internships, research, graduate programs, and job opportunities. Small classes, big impact. It's all part of educational excellence at Tuskegee University.
7:35 remains here in the basketball game. 43-37 lead for the Golden Rams of Albany State over the Golden Tigers of Tuskegee. Day 2 of the Yes USVI HBCU Basketball Classic. Tuskegee with a chance to get into the championship ball game, but right now facing a hurdle. They trail to the Golden Rams of Albany State 43-37. Obviously, they have to win the ball game even to be considered. But more so than that, they have to come from behind and then try to create a spread in terms of a final point win of 10 points or more. That's because the University of Fort Lauderdale won their two ball games by 10 points each for a total of 20-point spread over in their victories. Tuskegee with the 11-point win over West Winston-Salem on yesterday needs to duplicate that with a 10-point margin in this ball game to pull ahead of the University of Fort Lauderdale. After the timeout, 7:35 left. And the Golden Rams have it in a half-court set. Sean Aldrich inbounds it to Petit. Petit threw it right into the hands of Draper. I don't know where he was going with that pass. Here comes Culpepper challenging on the other end. Chip lost it in the air. Basketball back over to Albany State. Just out of control at the block and not able to get the shot headed toward the cylinder. And Albany State reclaims the basketball with 7:10 left. Wallace out front. Across the floor to Aldrich. Back to Wallace. Evans down at the block. Lead behind and a left-hand lay-in by Hopkinson on the other side of the goal. He's got 14 in the ball game. Tuskegee trailing now 45-37. Goins pops out in a half-court set at the block to go to Draper. Draper doubled down there. Lost momentarily. Got it to the rack right side, but he was able to finish. Whistles as Albany State was headed back the other way in transition. Trying to see what the conversation is between the officials and head coach Benji Taylor. Thought the initial indication was a foul in the back court. Right now, the player is standing in the middle of the jump circle, and it looks like a technical has been called. Albany stayed at the line shooting.
Double technical foul. Obscene language, both sides.
Okay, just getting the call here from the officials. Got double technicals
He said that he walked away.
at the line. Getting some of the language that was used as a part of that obscene call for the technical. On the Albany State end, shooting 2 was Shakir Poteet. He missed 1 of 2, and now it was a double technical against, looks like against Tuskegee. Not against both teams, but 2 against Tuskegee. So in the first set of 2, Poteet 1 of 2. He's made the second of the second 2 coming here, with 1 more coming. Winds up going 3 or 4 from the line, and you talk about a point swing that really hurts you. For the Golden Tigers of Tuskegee, 6:31 remaining in the ballgame. And it's a 48-37 lead now for the Golden Rams after the double technical. Normally you hear that double technical, you think one's against one team, one against the other. This was a double helping against the Golden Tigers of Tuskegee. As Poteet runs it down in the backcourt, the added measure, they get the basketball after the technicals. Right side and behind the arc, Cameron Evans. Now up top, basketball tap from behind, but it comes back to the Golden Rams. Poteet sidesteps inside the paint. Chasing that play was Taylor. And it's like they're going to get Austin Taylor for the foul once they retrieve the basketball. Foul will be called on Taylor. So Albany State will be at the line shooting as Crawford departs, and Tyjon Boyce reports back to Tuskegee in the lineup with 6:12 remaining. Evans will be shooting, or Poteet that is, will be shooting from the line for the Golden Rams. Boy, last couple of minutes, things just really swinging south for Tuskegee as Poteet gets the first free throw. He is the team's leading free throw shooter, named first team all-conference preseason. And Poteet got them both from the line, makes it 50-37. Seasbury, half-court set now for Tuskegee. Cross triple right side. Now Goins on the block. Down at the left side. Lost the Villa. Popping out Boyce for the basketball. Tyjon pushes back out. Seasbury on the move. Seasbury trying to create some space in there. Foul called on Cameron Evans for the Golden Rams. So Seasbury at the line for Tuskegee. It's Pennington reports back on the floor. He'll replace Austin Taylor in the lineup. .5:49 left. Tuskegee's got to find a rhythm here and try to find something quickly. Seasbury got the first free throw. And Kevin good on both from the line. Aldridge half-court set now for Albany State.
50-39, they lead. Evans in the paint. Bounce pass back up front as Aldridge handles. Boyce trying to come out, catch up the double. They go to Cameron Evans on the other side, and this time Julian Watson took it away. Across the floor to Seabury. Kevin had it stripped from behind by Aldridge. Good defensive play by him. Tuskegee had the numbers that time, 4-on-1. But Aldridge able to catch up with it to knock it out of bounds. Kendall Johnson back out on the floor now for Coach Patrick Gale. Playing with 3 personals. That's Boyce squares toward the basket on the entry pass. Whistles. Boyce will be going to the line for Tuskegee. Boyce, the sophomore from Long Island, New York. At the famed W.D. Muhammad High School. 7 of 16 from the free throw line, and he hit the first one here on this trip. So Tyshawn set for the second of 2. He got them both. So at 5:14 remaining, it's a 10-point lead for Albany State, 50-40. Wallace in the backcourt to Aldridge. Now across the timeline, Johnson right side. Aldridge just in front of the Golden Rams bench. Under 5 minutes left. In traffic, got it to Wallace. Johnson lead behind in the corner to Aldridge. About 5 to shoot. Whistles on the inside. Got a foul called on the inside against the Golden Rams. Aldridge foul, guilty of that foul. And Tuskegee with the basketball. So face full court pressure. Goins gets it at the sideline on an entry pass. Now here comes Julian Watson across the timeline. Tuskegee needs a basket here. He's stripped on the floor. Trailing by 9, 50-41. Entry pass at the block. Boyce, right-hander, faked it to the glass for Tuskegee. Good work there by Tyshawn. Full court pressure by TU now. Golden Rams try to work it near the sideline. Out of bounds is Aldridge. And the basketball. And the backside judge. Not sure if they're going to overrule this play or not. Aldridge stepped out of bounds on the far side. Initial indication is Tuskegee's ball, and that's what's going to be the case. Watson with it in the backcourt now. William trying to work at the right side. On the cut up top, lost the dribble to Pennington. Surveying Pennington. Got the bounce pass at the block. Boyce trying to go to work. Jumper by him. Air ball there at the base. Rebound cleared out of there by Hopkinson for Albany State, and we're down to 3:58 remaining, and the lead 7 for Albany State. Petit out front. Work to the right side. Right hand floater. Whistles on the inside. Tuskegee will be guilty of a foul. 3:41 remaining. Timeout on the floor. For the moment, it's a 50-43 lead for Albany State. But looks like there will be shooting when we come back out of this timeout. Media timeout here. More basketball ahead on GTSN.
Tuskegee fans, this is the Golden Tigers Sports Network.
Tuskegee University's founder, Booker T. Washington, said, "Excellence is to do a common thing in an uncommon way." At many universities, big classes are common. Not at Tuskegee. We have small classes with a 14-to-1 average student-to-teacher ratio. This formula for excellence ensures individualized attention. You get to know your professors, and they get to know you well enough to recommend you for internships, research, graduate programs, and job opportunities. Small classes, big impact. It's all part of educational excellence at Tuskegee University.
Back live here, day 2 of the USVI HBCU Basketball Classic. Eudora Kean Gymnasium. 3:41 remains. Tuskegee's hopes waning as they still trail the Golden Rams of Albany State 50-43 in the day 2 finale. Claflin waits in the wings for the second team to be announced inside of the championship. Ernest Ruffin getting a little bit restless to our right here, trying to see who this second team is going to be. University of Fort Lauderdale and Tuskegee, the only remaining possible teams to face Claflin tomorrow. If this one winds up the way that it is right now, it will be the University of Fort Lauderdale. At the line, Poteet adding totals with another free throw. He's got 10 points alone from the free throw line. 13 overall, one more coming. And he gets another free throw. 52-43, Albany State leads. Watson for Tuskegee now. And they work off of the screen. Pennington cuts left side. Down at the block, Noah. Goins to the rack. He was challenged by Wallace, and Wallace commits a foul. So that'll send Goins to the line for Tuskegee to shoot here. 3:21 left. 52-43, Albany State with the lead. Noah with an early spark in his second half of play. It has not been enough to drive Tuskegee. He misses on the first of 2 free throws. So going to another coming. Goins missed on the second as well. Rebound cleared underneath there by Hopkinson for Albany State. Up the floor to Evans, across the floor to Johnson. Back out to Poteet. Albany State bent on burning time. Each trip down the floor now. 3:03 remains. Evans bounce pass in the corner. Johnson handles. Kendall, hard push, floater left on the cylinder. Goins got it, gave it over to Seasbury. So Kevin half-court set now for Tuskegee. Hard push right side now, pulls back out behind the arc. Comes up top to Watson. And Tuskegee kind of backpedaling on the offense. Left side, Seasbury. Missed on the right-hand lay-in on the left side of the rack. So we're down to 2:25 remaining in the ball game now. Down in the corner, Poteet pushes the 3, back of the iron, but gets his own rebound. To the glass, right at the lay-in, good, and got a whistle as well. So they'll count the basket and call the foul on Seasbury. Evans is charged with that foul. That's his second. That basket to Poteet. His first field goal basket in the second half. It comes on the front end of a possible three-point play, which fouled at the line. 2:16 remains, 54-43. Golden Rams with the lead, and that door is quickly closing for Tuskegee. In the championship appearance. Poteet got the free throw. (55-43). Golden Rams in the lead at 2:05 remaining. Whistles on the play and wrapping his arms around Pennington on the penetration is Poteet. And Poteet not sure how you can claim that that wasn't a foul. That is an arm wrapped around the waist of Pennington on the penetration. Pennington True on that first free throw. And DA got them both from the line. 2 minutes left. Golden Rams across the timeline. Now Poteet with the basketball. Top of the key, Wallace, and now Cameron Evans with it. Now Kendall Johnson left side, down in the corner. Evans for three, backside missed. Crawford had it, but he couldn't keep it. It went out of bounds off of him. It will stay with Albany State. And that'll send Coach Benji Taylor all the way back to the back wall, way behind the Tuskegee bench. With a minute 28 left. And almost a silent recognition that there's not a whole lot more Tuskegee can do. They trail by 10. And 119 in there. Down low to Rams, working across the floor. Johnson for three. Missed on that shot. Rebound cleared by Tyshawn Boyce for Tuskegee. Pennington across the floor. Is fouled on a three-point effort there by Kevin Seasbury. Had his legs taken from under him. And he was setting for that three-point shot. So Kevin to the line to shoot with just 61 seconds remaining. 10-point lead for Albany State. So the Golden Tigers of Tuskegee will fall to Albany State twice this season so far. As the Golden Rams appear to be on their way to the win. Seasbury in front of the iron first. One more coming. Have a two from the line for Tuskegee. And with 61 seconds left, Coach Taylor taking a timeout here. His troops trailing by 9. Obviously going to try to draw up a quick foul if they can. Perhaps put the Golden Rams on the free throw line to see what happens. They will likely try to run a couple of seconds off here to see if they can't get an early steal against this Golden Ram offense. So it looks like our brackets are close to set for championship day in the USVI HBCU Basketball Classic for this year. Claflin looks like it will be facing University of Fort Lauderdale in championship action. That ball game tomorrow at 11 a.m. here in St. Thomas, U.S. Virgin Islands. Cambridge back out on the floor. Boyce, Seasbury, Noah Goins, and DeAnthony Pennington, the 5 for Coach Taylor. Golden Tigers just not able to duplicate that effort on yesterday. Didn't really expect them to shoot 54% from the floor in this ball game. But the pressure full court by Albany State just really threw the Golden Tigers out of sequence. It's done so for the entire ball game. Golden Rams got a man behind the defense, and it's Kamani Hopkins with a flush then. Hopkinson did a good job pulling up the bench for Coach Gales. 57-47. Pennington, right side floater, tried to bank it. He's fouled. He'll go to the line. Evans guilty of the foul. But all of this is rather academic at this point. 10-point lead. Pennington to shoot for Tuskegee. Pennington and Seasbury recently named to the HBCU watch list. all-star game that takes place at the end of the basketball season. So DA converts on the first free throw. One more coming to him. Pennington got them both from the line. 37 seconds remains. Aldridge in the backcourt. Tuskegee trying to see if they can't get a turnover as Aldridge comes across the timeline, pushes it across the floor to Petit. And Coach Taylor with his hands in the air just indicating no foul. And Tuskegee just going to back up now, play prevent with just 17 seconds left. Petit with a jumper, didn't crease, but the rebound backside. They got it before this buzzer you hear. And they finally get a shot from behind the arc from Evans. He converts to a three-pointer. Crawford trying to get it off before the buzzer. He can't do so. So that'll bring us to an end here. The final score, 60-49. The Golden Rams of Albany State end the run by the Golden Tigers here in the USVI HBCU Basketball Classic. We've got an injured player down on the other end of the floor. One of the Golden Rams of Albany State on a defensive effort with just a few seconds remaining in the ball game. We're not real sure how that contact created. The fact that he's down there on the padded side of the wall behind the goal to our left, but on the floor, things have been settled, and it's the Golden Rams winning at 60-49 against the Golden Tigers of Tuskegee. Tuskegee will not advance to the championship ball game on tomorrow. So tomorrow in the championship ball game, it'll be the Panthers of Claflin versus the University of Fort Lauderdale in action at 11 a.m. here in St. Thomas. Tuskegee with a good run in its first ball game with a win over Winston-Salem State University 71-60. But they fall this afternoon 60-49 to the Golden Rams of Albany State on day 2 of the USVI HBCU Basketball Classic. We'll take a break and come back, wrap things up after this timeout.
Tuskegee fans, this is the Golden Tigers Sports Network.
STEM careers are one of the fastest growing fields, yet women of color comprise less than 10% of the workforce within these high-paying jobs. Tuskegee University is changing this. In 2018, we were awarded a grant from the National Science Foundation to develop computer science career awareness for young African American women. In 2019, we established the Campaign for Leadership and Excellence Scholarship. It provides future female engineers with financial support to pursue their educational goals. Today, Tuskegee continues to educate African American women in STEM fields, empowering them to pursue their chosen careers and providing the foundation they need to transform science, medicine, and technology. If a STEM career is in your future, explore what Tuskegee can offer you.
Welcome back, everybody. We're live inside Eudora Kean Gymnasium, St. Thomas, U.S. Virgin Islands. Yes, USVI HBCU Basketball Classic presented by Youth Entrepreneur Solutions out of New York. Good 2 days of basketball here for the Golden Tigers of Tuskegee. They won on yesterday against the Rams of Winston-Salem State, but they fall here on the second day to an SIAC opponent, the Golden Rams of Albany State. Second time they've lost to Albany State the early part of this season. Lost in November, 66-60, and they fall here on day 2 of the Classic in St. Thomas, 60-49. That'll do it for our coverage from here in St. Thomas. Golden Tigers not in the championship ball game tomorrow, so no coverage here on GTSN of the championship ball game. We'll resume our coverage of Golden Tigers basketball on Thursday of this coming week with women's action from Chappie James Arena, and the men back in action on Saturday, December 21st, against Allen University inside Chappie James. So we turn our attention now to the regular season for Tuskegee and into conference play for both the men and women. Once again, final score here from St. Thomas. It's the Golden Tigers falling to the Golden Rams of Albany State, 60-49. Special thanks to Tuskegee President Dr. Mark Brown, Athletics Director Reginald Ruffin, and on site here in St. Thomas, Deputy Director of Athletics Deborah Rogers, Jordan Benson. Again, congratulations to him on his recent marriage. He and Kelly celebrating their honeymoon just here in near here at San Juan, and able to come over and enjoy basketball here in St. Thomas as a part of their honeymoon festivities. Special thanks to our director and producer, Eric Tabor, in our remote studios this afternoon. And special thanks to you for spending time with us over the last 2 days here in St. Thomas, U.S. Virgin Islands. We're back in the States on Monday and back in the basketball action on Thursday from Chappie James. Until then, Charles Ward saying thanks so much. Have a great evening. And this has been a production of the Golden Tiger Sports Network.
Tuskegee fans, thank you for listening to the Golden Tigers Sports Network.